All right, hello and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is Tuesday, January the 7th, 2020, and I'm anxious about getting this show started for sure.
I can't stop laughing.
Maybe we should put that blooper set at the end of the show.
I can't stop laughing.
So people could see how we kind of get started, but
Nah,
don't do that. All right, maybe I will. But real quickly, before we start this show, I'm going to go ahead and present myself with an award right off the bat, and that is the Asshole Merit Badge. Okay, the Asshole Merit Badge. Because to start this show in this first segment, that I will be. So I'm going to wear this proudly, all right?
There's a few people that deserve that badge. Some tennis players this week.
All right, well, I'm going to be the asshole dad that...
Well, you could do a poll at the end. There's 3 people that should be in that category this week.
Well, I'm gonna be the dad that these butt faces need on this show today. So real quickly, just to lay the foundation out of why I deserve this badge today, we're gonna talk about the Tsitsipas and Kyrgios match, right? So to start the show, before I get into my rant, can you, Carla, show everyone the Tsitsipas tirade yesterday, where he inadvertently hit his dad with a tennis racket, and then if you could follow that up with Tsitsipas's press conference and his response to how that felt to him. Okay?
Sure, I'll show the video first, and then I'll go back to that one, because it's 2 separate ones.
All right, let's roll. All right, so clip 1.
You can see his dad hurt right there.
Incredibly disgusting.
Walks away. Tsitsipas didn't even apologize.
Despicable.
You can see him angry. This part is hilarious right here coming up.
Nothing's hilarious.
No. I'm looking at Kyrgios' face. He's like, what is that?
Yeah.
There's the smash again. His dad looks scared, throws the racket, sits down, racket's destroyed. Dad looks like he's hurt. He puts his other racket. You can see his mom yelling at him, or kind of telling him something. He gets up. Somebody's telling him, I don't know who that guy is. Look at Kyrgios' face. All right, okay. So.
Yeah, what a ridiculous display of sportsmanship, first and foremost. If you can find his press conference after that.
Sure, it's right here.
And he had one word for the explanation of what happened. Check this out.
He delivered. Well, it appeared that you hit your dad accidentally with your racket. Can you just explain what he said and how that all went down, I guess?
It was fine.
Stop it right there. Stop it right there.
It was fine.
All right, now let's roll with this. It was fine. Hold up. Wait a minute. Freeze that right there, right now.
It was
Time out. For those of you that have just tuned into this show, I'm going to use myself, the Asshole Merit Badge, and the fact that I'm a father of 5 kids and 3 boys.
It was fine.
Okay, let me go ahead and tell you, I have a boy Tsitsipas' age, close enough.
It was
okay?
fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. First of all, let's rewind a bit. Why was this Tsitsipas Kyrgios match so important? Let me explain. Here's Tsitsipas, an aspiring young talent, beautiful game. At least
Number 6 in the world.
At least when he's not super spastic. Okay, spazzing out all the time, and he just spazzed out for real then and there and looked like a schmuck. Okay, but why was it so important? Okay. Here's the young aspiring number 6 in the world athlete that's, maybe the next greatest thing. Who knows? Who cares at this point? That runs into the smack talking, openly talks about how he doesn't train, wears basketball jerseys and Jordans on the practice court. I would do that, represent. I'm a big-time Jordan shoe fan. I used to have Jordan stacked to the ceiling in Montgomery, right? She didn't like it, but I love them. So let me go ahead and tell you why Tsitsipas, in my mind, was so mad. Because here's a guy, Kyrgios, who I like, just saying, and I'll tell you why. But
I don't like both of them now.
Here's a guy that openly talks about he doesn't go to the gym, that doesn't work hard, that laughs at the greatest players in the world. Wasn't Nick Kyrgios just last night?
He was heckling Djokovic during his doubles match anytime he was missing. So there's another asshole. You got asshole 1, Tsitsipas, asshole 2, Kyrgios, because that's disrespectful to do that to Djokovic. There was no need for him to be laughing and heckling.
Yeah, I didn't know.
So that's asshole 2.
So he did that to Djokovic?
He did that to Djokovic. We're going to have asshole 3, which is Zverev. And then there's asshole 4 that we're going to talk about in a second, but not pair.
I didn't know he did
4
that.
assholes in a week.
Yeah, I forgot Kyrgios and Djokovic
That's
have beef.
disrespectful.
I like Djokovic a lot.
You're not going to find Djokovic going to his match and going...
Well, of course. I mean, when you have 16 majors, you can't afford to do that. You're an icon. I like Djokovic because he has I was going to say he has the Medvedev ability to control the crowd in a bad way and use it as a positive, but Djokovic did that long before Medvedev, so I think it's flip-flop. Anyway, but I didn't know Kyrgios did that to Djokovic. That's uncalled for, but that's just Nick Kyrgios. But when you, being Tsitsipas, are getting beaten and did lose...
In 3 sets, yeah.
And
he won that set.
in a great match.
Set,
in a great match, by the way. But when you lose to someone that doesn't try, it's hard to swallow. This was a really important match for both players, first and foremost. Number one, it was important for Kyrgios to show up the beginning of the year in his own country. There was wildfires burning everywhere. Mm-hmm. I mean, an incredible situation is going on with geology and geography. And I hear the fires are so bad there that there's like thunderstorms that are being created with the fire. They call them firestorms. Anyway, we're not going to get into meteorology at this point, but holy cow. But Nick Kyrgios needed to come here, and he needed to win to show the ATP that I mean business. At the same time, Nick Kyrgios needed to show his fans that pay to see him act like a buffoon. He needed to do something, so I'm guessing that's why he was heckling Djokovic. I
don't know. He's beating Zverev and he's beating Tsitsipas. So those were the 2 guys that are supposedly the up and coming players.
Anyway, my context is set. My context is set. I like Kyrgios for a lot of reasons. He's always kind of the bad boy, yes, but he's a lost soul in a sense at this point, and I'm hoping that lost soul is found. And I was the same way before I met Carla, and that's a fact. Was I not? Loose cannon.
I don't know.
Anyway,
you're not a loose cannon.
Was that's what I'm saying.
You were a loose
cannon. So anyway, Tsitsipas freaked out. And forget about the context of why it was so important. Tsitsipas did not want to get beaten by a dude that doesn't try, and then keep. So you can see there was.
But what's wrong here is that you don't smash a racket.
That's where I'm going to.
You can hurt anyone. I mean, we've seen it happen so many times. You don't smash a racket. We've seen Zverev do that, and we've seen just pieces of the racket coming off. You can hurt someone really badly.
Look. I'm laying the foundation to why Tsitsipas was so mad, probably. If there's some guy...
I'm sure we all know why he was so mad. Okay. It doesn't justify it.
All right. So, again, I'm with you on this one, totally. So, Tsitsipas is being coached in this ATP Cup, and the father is part of the team. It's very difficult to coach your own kids. I coach 5 of my own. I'm speaking from experience, right? So... does anybody remember when David Nalbandian threw a racket at a line judge?
No, he kicked.
Or kicked well, whatever. Same deal. I think it was, an 8-week suspension. He was still able to play Wimbledon because of the appellate process.
Fine. Yeah.
Tsitsipas, what he did first and foremost, we've seen it 1,000 times on the tennis court. We saw it with David Nalbandian on the pro level. I have seen it on the courts with my own kids, not the racket smashing.
Well, we saw Zverev in the same tournament smash a racket in front of Boris Becker, too. I mean, we've seen the same thing, the same garbage.
I see the same garbage conduct at every junior tennis tournament that we bring our kids to. Do we not?
Sure.
The really freaked out part about this one is Daddy is on the sidelines coaching this buffoon schmuck idiot that smashed his racket and inadvertently hit his father. It could have been worse.
Didn't even apologize. I think I would have, if I would have done something out of anger, I would have grabbed my dad and said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Like right in the
Hugged
camera.
him. I'm so sorry. So cool.
What did I do?
What's going on?
And I would even apologize and say, "I'm so sorry" to the crowd that I did that. So sorry. I would be embarrassed.
And then apologize 37 million times over in his press conference.
I don't care.
It was right. It's right. It's cool.
It's
all good.
On the Greek.
Asshole merit badge. Tsitsipas, you were an absolute baby ass fool for acting that way. If you see this video, bro, that's your dad.
I lost respect.
That is your
dad.
dad.
And then his mom was telling him why his mom was getting onto him. I guess she was watching.
Carla, if Jonathan, my oldest son, fixing to be 18, if Jonathan did that to me on the court, do you want to talk about on this video what I would do to him?
Anybody. I think anybody. I read so many comments where they said Daddy should have slapped him.
I do not care who sees this or what feedback or what I get from this, but if one of my boys, and I have 3 of them, and I have 2 girls, if one of my boys did that on the court, even at a junior tournament, number one, I'd grab him by the ear and I'd drag him off the court and I'd bring him to the car and say, get in there. We're going to have a long ride home, number one. First and foremost. Number two, if he disrespected me like that on national television, I would be I don't know what would happen, but I would snatch him up by the neck and say, you know what? That's the first and last time this will happen. You're done with this match. He defaults. I'm dad, my call, you're my son. You default, get the hell off the court.
Well, if you did that in the United States, you might go to jail.
Then whatever.
You can't even yell at your kids.
Weak move. Weak move. If you were my son, I promise you, I would hammer you right there on the television, and I wouldn't care what the repercussions are.
Let's not mess up this beautiful Australian Open match.
Sissy, weak, whack, get back.
Oh, well, what about Benoit Paire, too? He was playing a match as well, and he did the same thing. He spit at the court, he smashed 2 rackets, and then he threw a water bottle, and then another Gatorade bottle. Why would you do that? You're losing. What is that going to help you? Is that going to help you win the match? I don't understand that.
Look, I've never cared for Benoit, the burly beard fly collar Pierre in the first place. I know
he was playing against Lajovic, so he was playing against Serbia.
And Lajovic is a great player. Did Benoit?
He lost the match.
Benoit lost or Lajovic?
No, Benoit Paire. That's why he smashed 2 rackets and. Jeez. Just terrible. It's just the behavior of these guys, man. These 20-year-olds, they think they can do whatever they want. It's terrible.
Look, the way I was raised, if you spit at someone, you just punch him in the mouth.
What about Zverev? We hear that Becker was trying to give him advice, and he didn't want to hear it from anyone.
You know,
weren't we watching? Didn't we hear the commentator say that he didn't want to hear about he didn't want anyone's advice, not Daddy's advice, not Becker's advice,
not the German team's advice,
no one,
on his own. You know, see, this is the part of.
And then juniors see this and they think it's okay to act that way.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Daddy won't care. I'll just go to the press conference. It's okay. It's all right.
I watched one of my son's matches where one of the kids he was playing was a seeded player and has a much higher UTR than my son, and his mom was telling him stop being bratty, stop cursing, and he just kept going at her, and I was like, wow, I don't think I would have never allowed that.
That's the reason why some of these players from the next gen, we've had like 3 next gens since the big 3 have been around, but the reason why these players, they never amount to squat while any of these soldier bros are around that can get out there and battle. The reason why they can't is because they're just a bunch of sissies. They're just a bunch of soft sissies. They cry and whine, hit their dads with tennis rackets, and Daddy doesn't do anything.
Nadal is the perfect example of a gentleman. I've never seen him scream at his box, nor throw, nor break a racket. I've seen him. I can't put Federer in there. I say Nadal. Djokovic has done it. Nadal has been the only one never to do that, and you have to tip your hat off.
You have good facts there.
Yes.
We researched this last year on our show.
Not one time.
Yeah, Federer's broken a couple of rackets.
Yeah.
Miami, I think he broke
one.
one.
In the beginning of his career, we know he had a hard time, but
he broke one in the latter part of his career. Sure. I think it was like Miami 2010.
But what I'm saying is Nadal is the champion, been number 1 3 different times, and he's never smashed a racket. Never. Uncle did a good job there.
I got so sidetracked on that whole Tsitsipas thing. I mean, what were you thinking, dude? What were you thinking? And even worse than that.
And I liked him, but now I don't.
The dad looked like he was freaked out, but knew he was on camera and like just had to bow out. But man, I wouldn't sell my soul and bow out, bro. I would have grabbed my son by the shirt and probably torn his shirt off and gotten another one of his rackets and say, you know what, I'm smart enough not to smash one. I'm going to donate this one to charity, because that's my thing. I think anytime these players smash a racket, you know, they should think about it, that someone somewhere on this planet can use the racket in the first place. Just send someone a racket. I mean, gee whiz. But anyway, I don't know why. Just forget about it. Let's just move forward. I got enough of this stupid topic. Just grow up, sissy. All right, let's change avenues real quick. Let's jump right into a topic from yesterday. Okay. So on yesterday's show, woo! Snap out of that. All right, we had a topic yesterday where I brought up that tennis players are underpaid, overworked, and we went into this at ad nauseum yesterday on the show. So if you missed the topic, just go to yesterday's show. I think it was the first topic. It was. And I made reference to, $200 million contracts are given to major league pitchers, and they have a pitch count, and here we are in tennis, but we have the same motion, and we're serving all over the world for 11 months out of the year, and we get paid pennies. There was a comment yesterday that came in just after that show, and he mentioned something about another sport that was compromised by small cold. That was compromised by overworking and underpay. Do you have the comment and the name?
Yes, he said it's from 23 Famez.
What is it?
I hope I'm saying that right. 23, number 23, yep. Famez.
Famez.
He has the Joker and that girl that looks like a Joker. If you've seen the movie, I don't even want to go there. Never mind. Anyway. He says, actually, MMA is the most underplayed. It's worse than tennis. These guys literally put their lives on the line. So I understand what you guys are trying to say. I just don't think tennis can sell out a stadium like an NFL game can.
All right, so thank you for this comment. This was a great comment. So MMA, meaning mixed martial arts, fighting, the octagon,
yeah, I used to
UFC.
Watch it a lot.
She used to watch it and train like that for a little while. Hence the respect for the comment. Personally, I'm not a fan of the MMA. I'm sorry, Carla is and loves it, and she loves to fight. She loves that whole deal. I just don't like seeing someone's face getting pounded in.
It's a tough sport. If you train like these guys do for a few seconds, you feel like your chest is your heart is coming out of your chest. It's really intense.
Yeah, so this is a great example, though, of, as he indicated, these guys are putting their lives on the line and are making pennies. Now, there is one big MMA fighter, Conor McGregor, that got a royal payday by fighting in an exhibition-type, ridiculously dumb boxing match and got a big payout. Unfortunately, I think the guy is going to lose it all acting like a buffoon like Kyrgios or Tsitsipas. But this was a great example of another sport in which these guys are getting beat down, underpaid, and overworked. So, and Carla, our oldest son isn't here, so we have Carla checking the clock. Where are we at?
17.
Perfect timing. So, does anyone out there, I know that hurt.
No, it didn't.
Does anyone out there know another sport that we can discuss in comments that is a prime example or a consummate example of a sport in which there's a pretty solid following? I get that seats aren't sold out all the time, but does any of you think that outburst, I'm not saying the Tsitsipas outburst because that one was just stupid, but does anyone think that, or insane or psychotic or something, that he could work that stuff out like in a private room at the family crib, but not on the tennis court? But does anyone think that in tennis, some of the theatrics like Medvedev or Djokovic or Kyrgios, that some of them aren't orchestrated a little bit to sell tickets? Hence why McGregor took the fight to fight Mayweather. That place was sold out, right?
Yeah. But that's...
So anyway, what I want to talk about in comments is name another sport that the players are overworked and underpaid. Okay? Because he gave a great example. So I named tennis yesterday. He comes in with MMA or UFC type stuff, mixed martial arts. What's another sport where players are just ground into the dirt and are lucky to have money to...
Well, you got rugby, but rugby's
I don't know anything about rugby.
Rugby's not popular in the United States. You got lacrosse, but that's not really popular. Everything else that are team sports makes a lot of money. Football, baseball, basketball. Golf players is not a team sport, but they make money.
Yeah, I think you can finish like 37th in a golf tournament and still roll in like 200 G's.
Yeah.
Go figure that out. All right, anyway, let's start the next topic with a viewer comment from yesterday as well. And this comment came in just after our show when we were nailing Sasha Zverev about his just preposterous Tsitsipas-like conduct that we had to just suck up the other day, and he came in with a comment, or she, I'm not quite sure, a comment about Sasha, or i.e. Alexander Zverev. Carla, can you read that comment?
It's by Samya Lahiri.
Okay, so a female.
Hi, does anybody feel that Zverev is getting into the perfect position for ball striking and lacking footwork? Either getting too close to the ball or too far out to hit the sweet spot of a tennis racket? Sometimes, which is actually making his shots look weaker and dropping short. Sometimes also his big problem has always been that to get to the lower balls as he does not bend his knees that much. Also, although I believe he's actually fine when he is in his zone rhythm and has the arsenal on his forehand wing to trouble opposition, the problem starts when he does not find his rhythm, which is often, by the way, he does not have the variation in his game to keep him in the game for the period like the other top guys. So apart from his serve, mostly second serve, these are the areas he must improve on. Yeah, that was well said. And Wyndham Chia said he's not hot, so you see, I agree with Wyndham Chia.
First of all, standing ovation on that comment, because everything that she, I'm guessing by the name, sorry if I'm wrong, she sounds like she's been around the game, one, or listens to it as a fan, but gets really into the coaching aspect of it. Everything she said was spot absolutely on. We have talked about Zverev on the show since we started the show, maybe even on the first show. You can go back and look at the playlist. I don't know. He was probably in the mix somewhere.
Right.
So this kid we have been talking about from a coaching perspective. Carla and I are coaches. We like to think we coach at a high level, being humble with that. But everything that she said was spot on, especially where she spoke about the point of impact. The point of impact, where we make impact with the ball, is absolutely everything. Mom's on kid duty, the youngest of 5, the big 4-year-old. So but the point of impact is absolutely imperative. Point of impact is where we come around, forehand, backhand, volley, whatever, serve, boom, boom, where we are making contact with the ball. If we are not in the right position with our feet, with our body, our knees being down, as she so eloquently said, then the chances of striking the ball with precision, with power, with confidence is basically null and void. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
I don't care if you are slicing the ball, top spin, volley, I don't care off which wing, what grip, whatever. Point of impact is everything. Zverev has always been a tall and wiry kid that strikes forehands, has not really a lot of pace on anything else, and the only time he has firepower on his forehand is when he strikes it at the right point of impact. Now, when the ball bounces off the ground and goes up and starts to come down, we're late. When the ball comes off the ground, it comes up, bow. Our point of impact is right then, the apex, the climax, the top of the bounce coming up, and hopefully no later.
Right.
How many matches do you watch with Sasha or Alexander Zverev? I think Sasha is like an abbreviation of that in that language or that dialect or whatever. I think that if you watch his matches, you will see that he's either habitually late or out of position after he fires his shot off. He's not. It's like he's generally a step behind or. Just,
I don't even know how this guy got so high. I've seen so many like D1 players. Guys that can
just wipe them off the court.
I don't get it.
Maybe it's because a lot of these D1 players don't get the opportunity or the lucky sponsorships or the looks or whatever to get the opportunity. But there's people right here in Mobile, Alabama that play for Mobile College that'll blow this kid off the court.
Watch him, yeah.
And he's there. I have a feeling that he won't be there too long. And he's blaming his team. He's blaming Boris Becker. Who knows?
Boris Becker has nothing to do with it. Nor does he want anything to do with it.
Yeah, he's blamed Lendl and his puppy. I mean, we know the head coach of Troy University here in Alabama. He has players, I can promise you, that will beat this kid. I've seen it. I don't need to go further into that. But read this young lady's comment because she's spot on. Point of impact. He doesn't get his knees down. You know, he's hit straight up a lot. He doesn't get any aggressiveness into his shot.
He doesn't know how to volley.
He's very defensive and he's tall and he's wiry. So he's playing the wrong game, I think, for his build. He needs to be aggressive. He needs to be offensive. But unfortunately, I don't think he even grasps it. And how he jumped up to where he got to be in the world, unless something changes now, was just a absolute fluke. Kind of like I think about
Jack Sock
or Berrettini.
You can't say that about
him. I can't say it about Berrettini yet because we haven't had the next year of his getting to the ATP finals and jumping up in the rankings. So I'll give Berrettini some time. But I think Zverev and Berrettini will be habitual droppers from this point forward. But Berrettini may be top 4. I don't know. I haven't seen enough of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, read the comment and let's move forward.
Okay.
Next topic I have is And I'm going to start it with kind of like a category. You know, on football, Monday Night Football, they have this thing, come on, man, right? Here, I'm going to make a segment called For Real? For real? Come on.
Come on.
For real? So Nike's outfit that we discussed yesterday for Bianca Andreescu has been toasted by those respectively in Australia that are dealing with the bushfires. This has nothing to do with the bushfires. They're horrible, awful, ridiculously terrible, and the whole world should help.
There are. There are many people that are doing
this has
money.
nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
But there are a certain group of people that have blasted Nike because the outfits look like fires, and therefore it's like a big deal.
I'm looking at it. It does not look like fire.
So I have to say, for real, first of all, those that are hating on Nike for making an outfit that somehow... Can you show that outfit again? How does this look like a devastating bushfire? It's just a yellow outfit that's, got some geometric
with
shapes
pink,
on it.
Blue,
So,
baby blue.
first off, this is going to be short because it's really kind of trivial. But an outfit doesn't come into being 2 weeks before a tournament. This outfit has been in design for months, if not years or more.
Yeah.
So come on, for real.
They just have nothing better to do.
I mean, for
do
real?
they really think it takes them a long time? Even though that to me, I find that design awful. Maybe the second one's all right, but they spent time doing this.
All the trouble in the world. We got some general in the Middle East that was assassinated or whatever you want to say it. Probably more or less that way. We won't get into that. But you got the world crumbling in a sense around us. Tennis courts breaking down, and all of a sudden we're nailing Nike for the outfit looking like a fire. Come on. For real?
Yeah.
For real? Scratch that. Moving forward. Women's from yesterday.
Yeah, we watched an interesting match yesterday. Auckland, or as they call it, the ASB Classic. Serena playing Georgie. Man, I don't understand these pictures that she took with Venus on a yacht. She looked fit. We talked about this yesterday. 6-pack, no fat. They were showing close-ups of her, and you could just see her leg just going. It was bad. It was really bad. Not only that, usually the old Serena would kill Georgie. And she looked like she was struggling. Like she was a step behind. Like her shots had no firepower. And we know Georgie just hits the ball. She doesn't really think. She just goes for everything. I mean, she won the match, but she didn't look like the old Serena. And from watching her, I don't think I'm going to pick her to win the Australian Open.
On subjects where we're talking about the zoom in and the legs and all this stuff, I can't comment.
That was bad. B-Dog, you know it. If you saw that match, B-Dog always says it. If you saw that match, you would agree with me.
I can't do that. I can't.
That was bad.
I can't get into it. You know I'm gonna be. I can't. I hope the best for Serena.
Wow.
I hope the best for Serena. I do hope that
she looks late in her shots.
Again, I cannot comment in that direction. You're female and you can't. I can't do that.
I want her to win the Australian, but looking the way she played that match, she might have won 3-2, but it wasn't convincing. On another match.
Hold on, real quick. Based upon what I saw last night, I get she beat Georgie relatively easily. Well, actually, to start, she looked.
It wasn't easy.
We watched it. It wasn't an easy 6-3, 6-2. She looked like she was tired. I don't think Serena will make maybe even the semifinals at the Australian. I just don't. But you mentioned B-Dog 02. Your Patriots lost. What? Get back. I remember B-Dog 02. No, real quick. Last year, B-Dog was like, your 49ers will just be awful. They'll go 8-8 at best. 12-3. All up in the NFC divisional round. Patriots got beat.
Poor Tom Brady.
All right, anyway, moving on.
All right, next, another match.
I love you, B-Dog. Love you, dog.
This was Brisbane. We watched Stevens play. Sloane Stevens. She lost. Gosh, she is not... I have a poll, by the way, at the end of the thing. Who's going to have the worst year? And she's in my poll. Sloane Stevens did not look like the Sloane Stevens that won the U.S. Open. She looked slow. She went to 3 sets against Samsonova. Never even watched
Samsonova.
I never even watched this girl play.
Samsonova. She's from Russia.
Okay. Well, because she's Russian, she beat her?
Well, anybody generally that has...
Ova?
Yeah, Ova. If their name ends in OVA, they're going to destroy you.
Well, Sharapova
she lost
to Jennifer Brady, you know, the girl that looked like she was wearing Pampers last year.
Okay, freeze.
How do you lose to Jennifer Brady trying to make a comeback?
I can tell you.
She's another one that's on my list.
I can tell you. First of all, Sloane Stephens, I like a lot. Sorry,
she's just thinking about marriage.
Look, I like Sloane Stephens a lot. I think she's a beautiful girl.
Definitely.
She is an athlete through and through. I think she's engaged or married to one now. I like Sloane Stephens a lot. Never was a fan of the chocolate milk commercials, but I like Sloane Stephens a lot. She is a one and done like Ivanovic or like I mean the list goes on. Who's another one and done? Wozniacki. Anyway, she finally got one and done. She's a one and done, but she is a lady. She's a beautiful girl.
Yes.
I've never seen anything come out of her.
No, she's not.
But grace, first of all. So
no. We gave her a hard time last year because she kept. I don't even want to say the word at the coaches and firing them.
Oh, that's
Don't
right.
even go there.
Okay,
Justin.
for the most part, she's been a graceful tennis player. Anyway, for the what was your second match?
Sharapova.
The Sharapova.
Yikes.
She squeals like a freight train with rusty brakes. So I'm glad she lost. So that's a win-win for me.
Well, Bertens beats Yastremska. Ugh, Yastremska has Sashi Bajing. I don't know.
Yastremska's still young.
I don't know. Kvitova pulls it in 3. Osaka looked good.
She did.
Osaka looked good. She looks like she's ready to play. Keys won, and Putintseva beats Vekic. Now, another girl that goes down, Wildlife won, is Sabalenka. And I read a comment where someone said, thank God she lost. Now I don't have to hear her scream for the rest of the tournament.
Anyway, I still think Sabalenka has a good year, though.
Right.
I think at some point
This is the Zhenzheng Open, which not many great players play. We have Benchik that went down to Blinkova. So I have, who do you think is going to have the worst year? Stevens, Sabalenka, Sharapova, Kerber, or Sligovina?
Sharapova.
I think it's time for her to hang it.
Sharapova is not in it to win it anymore. She is there to go spray some perfume, show something.
She should just sell her lollipops.
She is in it for advertisements and advertisements alone, just like, in my opinion, Eugenie Bouchard. Except Eugenie Bouchard never had a career and just got into this modeling deal, and Sharapova's now just getting into that. It's one of the same, different ages. I personally don't think either one of them is a beauty queen. I think Sharapova...
I don't think Sharapova ever tried to make herself as a beauty queen. She's just been smarter about advertising, and she's won not just one slam, not just 2 slams, not just 3 slams. I think she won about 5 slams.
I mean, I'm just not fond of blondies anyway.
I like Sharapova. I feel for her, but she needs to hang it. A good match to watch tomorrow, Brisbane, or today, Collins against Putintseva. Those are going to be 2 feisty girls fighting it out. That's going to be a good match to watch. Anisimova against Kasatkina, and Bouchard against, I had it and I forgot. Jeez, Garcia. Yes.
Garcia's going to destroy
That's
her.
going to be a good match to watch.
All right, we're good?
Yeah, and the ATP Cup, Dimitrov goes down to Goffin.
Well, expected.
And by the way, USA is pathetic. They lost to Italy 3-0. Fritz goes down. Isner goes down to Fognini. Pathetic. USA men's tennis sucks.
Okay, I agree with USA men's tennis bites worse than sucks.
Horrible.
More like the actually bottom of the barrel bull jar.
Sucks.
We've had many shows talking about that and why. It's because if you think that Tsitsipas and the Zverev meltdowns are an odd commodity, that's what every young U.S. kid does. They're stuck in their social medias. They're stuck in their phones. They have no idea what hard work is for the most part. Not everyone, but let's say 80% of kids these days that we come across are significantly overweight, significantly spoiled. Here's my cell phone, take off. I don't want to do anything with you, is the quote coming from the parents. So that's the problem with American tennis. And furthermore, there's no money that goes into the infrastructure of tennis courts in this country. Unless you're at a country club that's literally thousands of dollars a month to join, then you're lucky to find courts to play on. Furthermore, you can't even teach a lesson. We have a student that tried to teach a lesson out on a court the other day, and there's another guy there that taught lessons, and they started fighting over who can teach.
Somebody wanted to use the courts and they were upset, so now they can't teach.
It's just a bunch of woogis. Woogis stands for who gives a shit. WGAS, woogis. So next time someone tells you some weird comment and you're like, woogis, they're like, what is that? It doesn't matter what it means. It means who gives a shit. The fact of the matter is, U.S. tennis is on the decline, and in my opinion, if something doesn't change in the U.S., then tennis will be forgotten, kind of like fencing here. Fencing, when I was young, was still kind of pretty popular.
Maybe we should just bring the guys from overseas, give them a U.S. citizen passport, and you play for the USA, and we'll be good.
Anyway,
watch Tia and her catch tonight.
And John Isner was never great anyway. He just had a big serve.
Yeah.
Just saying. All right, guys, take care. Please subscribe to our channel. It means a lot. If you want to be involved in our prize giveaways, check out our separate playlist for the Australian Open prize giveaways, including a tennis racket. So for now, our 4-year-old's going nuts, so we will see you soon. Adios.
Bye-bye.